should know. I have never really liked you at all. I cannot hide it anymore. I've been thinking about the future, trying to forget about the past. So many ways that I could change for the better. Don't even know where to begin. If I allow myself to dream, will it be as good as it seems? Pull me out of this place in the middle, in the middle. Nothing more to embrace in the middle, in the middle. If I try to climb up the wall, everyone can see when I Take me up into the mountains, send me off into the wild. Misery is still a path I would choose if the alternatives are worse. I guess it's time to find a friend, one who will stick by to the end. Going out of my mind in the middle, in the middle. Wasting all of my time in the middle, in the middle. I take the vibe and spit it out, unaware of what it's about. I'm not that good at faking it. I feel somehow I've broken it. I don't believe I'm part of it. In the
Well, sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and get in the missing children video. I haven't had a chance to update this, unfortunately, so I do apologize, but we'll go ahead and watch that. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what just happened. All right, I don't know what on earth is going on today, but let me just say that this stream is for adults only and no children are allowed to be here at any time. Thank you so much. Let me say hey to y'all. I wanted to tell my moderators that are here, I really wanted to tell you thank you because um, I know there haven't been a lot of moderators around lately. So I wanted to make sure to tell the ones that are here and that, are trying to be here, thank you. I really do appreciate that. I know sometimes it can get hard to moderate by yourselves. So let me say hey to y'all. Bad Girl, Annabellis, and Jenny Jen. Thank you for being here. Hey, Southern Cats. Para Mandy, Orange Rose, Corey Edwards, Michelle Green, Chicken Chile, One Sunny Day, Edith. And I think that's everybody. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with us today. Um, Genevieve, good to see you. I saw you sent me some messages I need to check on. Yes, thank you guys. I really appreciate y'all, Bad Girl, Jenny, Annabellis, um, for being here. I really do. And I'll get with y'all later. So today we have an audio of Michele Martens. Now, I have been going through over the weekend and recording everything that I have on the case, which is basically all of the audio files. And so I think this is the first one. Now, I will tell you it's going to start with an audio, and they reference her eating a burger. And it seems like from the end of the one we watched that they give her a burger and then they arrest her. So I'm not really sure um, if the burger part goes in front, but we're kind of going to listen and see. I think it does, but I'm not sure. And maybe y'all can help me figure that out. So we all know this case. I've covered it a couple of times. So we're going to basically start at the beginning, go through it, and see if we can figure it out. So with that, we'll get started. This is Michele Martens' first unreleased interview. The first part is about a 5-minute segment where they ask her questions and then they move her into the interrogation room. So we will see both the video interrogation and we will hear the audio. The audio comes first.
Their actual, okay. So does it go to an instant message account on Plenty of Fish, or does it go to you go to yahoo.com and open your email?
Okay. Hey, Indy. So I'm listening to this and I was like, well, that has to be after she started the Plenty of Fish stuff, right? Like she goes through meeting people on Plenty of Fish and talks about that and the people and all of that. So I still might have it wrong. This might be after everything, but like they talk about her being cold and then in the beginning of the interrogation video that we're going to actually see, they're like, is this room better? So I don't know. Like I said, maybe you guys can help me figure it out. Abellis, what is going on? Hold on. Skirt. Abellis, are you okay? Oh no. Please also send thoughts to our 11 dead from Saturday's terrible mass casualty event in Vancouver, British Columbia. British Columbia. Please pray for them. That is awful, and I'm so sorry. Wow, that's horrible. I'll leave that up for a little bit. Y'all please pray for those people. That's horrific, and their families, my God. Those things, it's so upsetting because a lot of times it's like at an outside event or at a mall or somewhere where people are going to be happy and together and with family, and then these things happen. It's just horrific. My goodness, I'm so sorry.
No, it's actually in Plenty of Fish. It's just it's not an instant message type thing. It's just like a message thing. It looks like an email, but it's not. But it's from Plenty of Fish directly.
Okay.
In order to get the instant messaging, you would have to become a member.
So you're not a member?
Free trial. No.
You're just
I was
a
on
free
the
trial?
free trial.
Okay. Do you get to post a picture and stuff on there?
No, you can post I think 6 pictures or 8 pictures.
Do you have pictures up on there?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your username on that?
Martens. Oh, I'm sorry. it's
That what? The 07? And your Martens?
Cara, it's so good to see you. Thank you for being here. You've been here quite a bit too, and I appreciate that so very much. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all being here. Um, Edith, thank you for being a member for 4 months, and thank you for sharing that milestone with us. I really appreciate you and your support. Southern Cat said there was also a shooting at Myrtle Beach yesterday. 1 dead, 11 injured. Praying for all those as well. Yes, I didn't hear about that either. My goodness. What is the world coming to? Indie Girl, thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all coming in. I mean, I really do. Like I see y'all like in every stream and I appreciate it so much. I can't express to y'all the people that are all the people that are here right now. I see y'all for every stream almost and I really really appreciate the continued support from you guys. Kalisa, good to see you. Thank you guys. I really appreciate y'all and I love y'all so much.
Your Plenty of Fish is March. That's it. That's the login. And so, do you get emails on your Gmail from Plenty of Fish?
It lets me know who like wants to meet me and stuff like that.
Like, say I talked to you on there. Say I sent you something. Would it say on your Gmail he messaged you or sent
Yeah.
you a message or he poked you, liked your thing or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. You all right?
Yeah, I'm cold.
Yeah, it's a little chilly in here.
It was cold in there too.
So, what's his username? Fabian. Do you know?
I can't remember exactly. I think it was just his name. I don't remember. I
Okay.
can't remember. It's been a while.
So we're trying to figure out if this audio belongs in front of this interrogation. Hey Sam Brown, sorry, I said Sam Katz. Sam Brown. Thank you so much for being here. Do you think so, Cara? I don't see they were supposedly doing that stuff, but I don't know if she was necessarily doing it or not. This is after she left the hospital and she had gotten hit in the face with an iron, but it's completely possible. Hey Teresa. Well, thank you. And thank you for your support, sweetheart. I really appreciate that. Hey Allie X, it's good to see you, love. I appreciate y'all so much.
So, when was the last? Do you still message people on there now?
No, I deactivated it
You deactivated it? Okay. When did you do that?
when I met him.
Just because you had no more need or what?
No, it's that I have no more need. It's just I thought I met somebody that like I could work out with.
Right.
So I just
You didn't need to meet more people.
Mm-hmm.
Did you meet David on there?
No, David, I used to work with that by baby.
Okay.
When I worked at by baby, I trained him.
What did he do over there?
He worked in the stroller department and I was the customer service trainer. So I trained like all the new hires on the product in the store and I did orientation and everything.
And what about the other guy, Joseph? Where do you meet him?
PR.
How long have you had your Gmail account?
I just changed that one because my other one got hacked into.
Oh, okay.
So that one I had for a couple months now.
What one? What was the old one? Billy.
SHELLY.
Okay.
Z
Okay.
at Gmail.
And what's your phone number?
588
Hang on one second for me. 588.
8354.
And what carrier do you have?
Metro PCS.
Metro. How long have you had that phone number?
For a few months now.
A few months.
Yeah.
When was the last time that Matthew was at your house, that he stayed at the house or was there?
What's today? Tuesday? Yesterday. He was there Monday.
So he was there Monday last?
Yeah.
And he stayed the night there?
Yes.
Okay.
So Metro. How long have you had your phone number?
For a couple months.
Okay. What did you have? What phone number did you have before?
T-Mobile.
Bad girl said, why do meth heads pick? Seriously asking. I don't know the answer to that, but what I can tell you is that my drug of choice was smack, or I'm trying to say it politely as much as I can, smack or basically opiates, pain pills, things like that, right? And so I would snort them, or the smack. I never used a needle, but anyway, when I would do these things, I would it gave me energy. I've heard since I stopped using that people who have ADHD, these things have the opposite effect on, which is really curious because like I would do cocaine and I would like go to sleep. So, and it was not bad stuff. Anyway, moving on because none of that's really important. When I would do these things, like my eyebrows, I would pluck my eyebrows. If I had eyelashes that were out of place, I would pluck my eyelashes with tweezers. I had like 17 pairs of tweezers. If I had a hair that I missed when I was shaving, I would pluck it out. So I don't know what the reason for that is, but I can tell you that's what I used to do for whatever stupid reason. Uh, Kara, some people have said some things, so we will see what they have said. Kara said, meth users often develop compulsive skin picking behaviors due to a sensation known as formication, which is the feeling of bugs crawling on or underneath the skin. This leads to open sores and scabs. That makes sense. Oh, hold on. And scars, which are slow to heal due to poor overall health and weak immune function. Meth also constricts blood vessels, reducing blood flow and depriving the skin of oxygen and nutrients. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, and as a result, the wounds heal slowly and can leave lasting scars. Genevieve said, I'm dealing with a case right now where the mother has a ton of accounts related to SCSAM, and she has been advertising her little children for modeling and acting opportunities. That's crazy. I hope the kids are okay. I would also clean the house. I don't know. It got rid of my pain, so I don't know. It was more of a mental thing for me, I think. Aw, that's so sweet, Fawny.
Do you know that phone number?
505-610.
Hang on, sorry. 505?
610. 5062. I don't remember before that.
Why did you change phone numbers?
Because I was getting harassing phone calls from people who stole my identity.
Oh, who stole your identity? You're not sure?
I'm not sure who did.
Okay. Have you always had the same, plenty of the POS? Or you've only had one account? Do you use any other websites like that for that kind of stuff?
No.
No other like porn stuff or Facebook, anything like that?
I'm on Facebook, but that's mainly to keep in touch with family in New York.
Okay.
I'm not on there as much.
Do you like IM people and stuff, message people on there or not really?
Not often. Not often. Only if it's like one of my family members.
Okay. So there's no other way that you contact these type of people other than Plenty of Fish or just kind of meeting them? Does David still work at Bye Bye Baby?
No.
You know where he works now?
I don't know where he's at right now.
You haven't seen him in a while?
So David is one of the ones that was abusing and that we know was abusing Victoria Martens. Hey, Overprotected, it's good to see you, girl. Hey, Nessa, good to see you, girl. Good to see you, good to see you.
Okay. There you go. I think we'll get out of here pretty quick. So eat up that burger, and you got enough water, girl?
No.
I'll go grab you some, okay?
He irritates me with that girl stuff. He says it in the interviews too. He's like, the way he just said, eat up that burger and finish it. You got enough water, girl? Like, I don't know. It's just weird to me how he says that. Hey, Hio Sandra. Good to see you. I hope that you enjoy the day with Nanny. Hio is always taking care of her family. She's so sweet. Genevieve said that's an older photo of Victoria. The most recent was the one that you showed earlier. Yeah, I haven't seen. I need to see once she might be out of prison by now. Love your face. Oh yeah, how was your trip, Nessa? Okay, we're about to get into the interrogation now.
Is that burger okay for you?
Yeah, it's good.
Sorry if you don't like pickles.
No. It's okay.
I'll grab that, okay? this your paperwork? The hospital
Yeah.
stuff? Actually, I'm gonna take it because they'll put it with your other paperwork,
Okay, this
okay?
I just need for work, because I gotta get that to work.
For work? Okay,
Yeah,
you know, I'm just gonna leave this in for now, we'll deal with it with you, okay? Bye.
It would be like, okay, I'll
Oh,
just sit
stand
there
by.
and what are you gonna do?
Okay, so remember, key points. She was eating a burger. She was talking about that it was cold, and he handed her her paperwork from the hospital to keep with her. Okay, and now we're going to go into this interrogation. And you guys can let me know if you think if that audio fits in front of this interrogation, judging by what we hear. Because I have it ready to release. I could have released it last night, but I'm just trying to make sure I have it right. So, y'all let me know what you think.
Okay. Bye.
Sure.
See, he introduces himself to her in this one, so maybe not. Like, I think I might have it wrong. I might have it right. I can't, so I don't want to release it until I know it's right, you know? Oh my gosh. Stop it. All right.
Just want to sit over there.
See, I told you it's warmer in here.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot
I can feel it right away.
I'm gonna use this one because that chair just fit.
So she says, see, I told you it was warmer in here. And Michelle agrees and says, yeah, I can feel it right away. Remember, she was just saying she was cold, right?
Does not feel like.
Well, my name is Joshua Brown. Okay. Haven't met you yet. Okay. This is my partner.
I'm Leah.
Nice to meet you.
Obviously, we're here to discuss what happened, to you guys.
Okay.
Okay. Let's get some quick. So it's now 3:32 a.m. or 3:32 p.m. Can I start off with your name?
Michelle
Last name?
Martens, Martens.
Martens?
Yes, and it's 2 L's.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay. And your date of birth, ma'am?
7/14/81.
Okay, so they talk about it being warmer, and he introduces himself, but he might not have been one of the ones in the room where she was eating a burger, right? So, yeah, I think Michelle is a people pleaser. So, I'm thinking it's right.
My social?
131
131.
72
Okay.
3968.
3968.
Mm-hmm.
And your phone number?
505-588-8354.
And can you tell me your address?
4701 Irving Boulevard, Northwest,
Okay.
apartment 808, Albuquerque, New Mexico 87114.
Okay. All right. So before I question you about,
Lord.
what's going on,
My daughter dyed her hair red, and now she's got red dye on her arm, and she's fussing. Edith, yes, okay, so if you haven't, I'll run a recap real quick. Um, since we're at the beginning of this interrogation, since you haven't seen that. It's 14 minutes. So I'll run this recap real quick. Yeah, there's no redactions. I just ran it. I mean, at this point, this case is older, so all of the information's out anyway. I didn't feel it necessary. And the main thing is I don't listen to all of these beforehand. I try to listen to them with you guys in real time. That's another reason why I haven't released it yet, in case there's anything we need to redact. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't feel. I might take it back and redact it. I don't know. We'll see. So this is going to give you an idea of this case. This is the first two police narratives. I used the Freedom of Information Act to get information on a case out of New Mexico. This is the story of Victoria Martens. We're going to start with two police narratives that I did, and I will be putting out the interrogation. Basically, I want to get to the bottom of this case because I don't understand exactly what happened, who was responsible, and why the mother only got 12 years. If you're curious, as am I, to find out what happened, let's go through these together as I start dropping the information that I obtained. On August 24th, 2016, around 4:35, officers were dispatched to 4701 Irving Boulevard Northwest, number 808 and number 407, in reference to a disturbance. The anonymous caller told 911 operators that she lives in apartment number 407. She said her female and male neighbors from apartment number 808 had come to her home with injuries and told her they were attacked by their friend. I arrived on scene with Officer Inyert, and we approached apartment number 407 to speak with the caller and other subjects. The door was answered, the female caller, and she pointed me to a male and a female just inside her front door. The male had a black eye and the female had a large cut to her forehead. I then spoke to the female with the cut, who appeared afraid and was shaking. She stated that within the last few minutes, she was awoken by her friend Jessica. She said that Jessica had struck her in the head with an iron, but did not elaborate on what an iron was. Jessica then asked her, "Do you believe in God?" and struck her several more times. The male subject, have you seen the one where they introduce themselves? I know there's one interrogation out, but I haven't seen the first one.
With their
I think
10-year-old daughter.
so. There's 3
At this point, Officer
CDs
Inyard
total,
and myself
right?
went to apartment number 808. As I approached
And I
the
think
apartment, I walked
it's
up
the
a flight of
second
stairs on
CD
the
that's been
outside.
released.
I got to the top of the stairs and observed a heavy-set white female had opened the front door to apartment number 808. She was wearing a blue shirt
the
and black
second CD
pants.
that's been released.
When
I
this
don't
female
think it's
opened the
the
door, I
first
announced
or
that we were the
third. Are
police.
you sure
The
that it's
female
the
went
same
inside
one?
the door, closed it, and I heard a clicking sound consistent with the door locking. I ran to the door and tried to open it. The door opened a few inches, but was held by a locking latch about 6 feet high on the other side. I then made announcements into the small opening that we were the police and called for Jessica to come and open
You're
the
welcome,
front door.
Edith.
While I continued to make announcements, I heard someone from the parking lot below yell, quote, "That's her!" unquote. I looked into the parking lot
Sorry.
and observed the same white
Hold on.
female who I saw open the front door.
I thought that it was muted. That was my fault. Thank you for letting me know that there was overlapping D. I apologize. I should have been muted and I wasn't. Thank you.
She was walking with a limp from around the north side of this apartment building. Officer Landavazo was on scene in the parking lot at this time. I told him to detain the female in the blue shirt. When he approached the female and tried to put her in handcuffs, she pulled away and yelled at him. I then went to help Officer Landavazo. He and Officer Inyart held the female's arms behind her back, and I placed her into handcuffs.
Come here. Come here. Come here.
I didn't do nothing.
Come here.
There's some,
That's Jessica Kelly speaking to police in August 2016.
there's some that went down. No, I didn't do nothing.
Hey, stop.
In the video, police confront Kelly, who is limping after jumping off a balcony.
Why'd you lock the door?
Somebody just started a fire and went over the balcony, dude.
APD officers were there initially that night after a call about a fire at the apartment where Victoria Martens lived with her mother, Michele, and her mother's boyfriend, Fabian Gonzalez.
What were you fighting about?
She woke up and asked where her daughter was.
Uh-huh.
I don't know where she's at, dude.
Okay. No, we got her. She's in another apartment.
Huh?
Did you hit her? Did you hit her?
Huh?
Did you hit somebody?
She hit me and I hit her back.
As one officer talks to Kelly to get her side of the story, a couple of other officers go into the apartment, not knowing what they'll find. When they finally come out, their demeanor is changed. They seem upset.
Put her in your car, man. You're gonna
My leg's
walk.
broken. I just got thrown off the balcony.
You
dude.
didn't get thrown off. You jumped off. I saw you close the door.
The officers then get a call from dispatch.
Can you advise what we're looking at here? Male, female, close breathing?
Walk.
No.
Female 10.
No.
Before they reach the officer's car, Kelly tells them there was another person with her in the apartment.
Who else was in the apartment with you? Where's the other guy?
He took coffee. He started white blood up, and I started panicking.
Who's the other guy?
I don't know his name. Was they call him Macote?
Officers on scene still
I swear to God, she says, I don't know his name. They call him Apolte. Apolte. I want to know what Apolte is or what it means. It's a nickname of some sort, I would think. Might be a name. Apolte? Apolte, something like that. I'm going to figure it out one day.
had not found the 10-year-old female, and I was worried about her safety. At this time, I heard the fire alarm sounding from apartment number 808. I ran to the apartment with Officer Inyart, and the door was still locked. Fearing for the safety of the female child, who still may be inside the apartment, I used my feet to kick open the door and made entry into the apartment. I saw a kitchen to the immediate forward from the doorway. I then made my way to the right again and into a large bedroom. I did not see anyone in that large bedroom area. I then made my way into the bathroom attached to the large bedroom and did not see anyone inside. I then went back into the living room and went to a hallway opposite of the large bedroom. I went to the left and into a small bedroom. I did not see anyone inside of this room. I then went into the bathroom next to this bedroom. Once inside the bathroom, I observed a female child wrapped in a blanket and on fire while lying in the bathtub. I asked Officer Inyart if he had a fire extinguisher in his car. I then went to the living room and found a blanket on the floor. I went back to the bathroom and I used my hands wrapped with the blanket to put out the fire surrounding the female. The female appeared unconscious and did not move. The skin on her right leg was blackened and appeared to be burned from the fire. Her leg appeared to have been severed and removed from her body at the middle of the thigh. I stepped into the living room area where there was less smoke and advised dispatch of the female and to have rescue arrive as quick as possible. I left the blanket on the floor in the bathroom and stepped out of the apartment at this time. I then met with Officer Landavazo and requested that he place the female in the blue shirt into his police vehicle. The female then stated that her leg was broken from jumping off the rear balcony of the apartment. I assisted Officer Landavazo with holding the female up by her arms and walked her to his vehicle. She said that her name was Jessica Kelly. She was placed into the vehicle. I had no further contact with Jessica, the female caller, or the female with the injury to her head, or the male with the black eye. I then spoke to Lieutenant Ong, who took over scene responsibilities at this time. He ordered me to block the entrance to the complex to the south at Ivering Boulevard Northwest. I remained at that post until I was relieved by Officer Harrison. I spoke to detectives from the Violent Crimes Unit and CACU to explain the above. I had no other involvement with the investigation of this case. I was dispatched to the Arroyo Villas Apartments, reference a possible battery at 4:35 a.m. The caller stated
So this is the second police narrative. It's going to basically tell us what happened after that, and then we go straight into the interrogations I have, and I'm trying to kind of figure out what order they go in and release them in order. So that's kind of what I'm calling on your help for.
a violent disturbance had occurred near Building 4. Officer Sennett and Officer Inyart arrived on scene prior to my arrival. On police radio, the officers on scene advised the initial disturbance occurred at Building 8 in apartment 808. As I drove up about
Guilty of crime. So I've got some things worked out, but yeah, I'm working on being able to come on camera. Ideally, I would like to move first, but if I can't move first, I can set something up. You saw me for a little bit, but I've got to get some things done that will take probably about 2 or 3 months. So I'm thinking about like at 10K, maybe doing a face reveal. It will happen, yes, eventually, but I've got to get some things taken care of first that I am working on very hard. So yeah, it's either going to be if everything is set up and ready to go when I get like 10,000 subscribers, we'll do it then. If not, it might be at like 15. So we'll have to see. But yes, I do plan on coming on camera.
At 4:44 a.m., I observed two officers walking up the steps towards apartment 808. I walked up to the building. As I approached, I observed Officer Inyart and Officer Sennett making announcements and knocking on the door of apartment 808. Just as I reached the bottom of the stairs, I observed a female walking from around the corner, coming from the north side of building 8. The female was stumbling and began to walk by me, walking south. As the female approached me, Officer Sennett stated to detain the female. I grabbed hold of the female's left arm. The female stated, quote, "I did not do nothing," unquote.
Come here. Come
No,
here. Come here.
I didn't do nothing.
Come here.
And, quote, "They pushed me through the window," unquote. As I held the female's left wrist, she stated, quote, "I'm scared, you guys," unquote. And at this point, Officer Sennett and Officer Inyart quickly approached. The female was placed into wrist restraints and she sat in the grass at the curb. At this time, I heard the fire alarm sound from apartment 808. I stayed with the female as Officer Sennett and Officer Inyart returned to the apartment. While the officers were inside, I spoke briefly with the female. I asked if she jumped from the second floor balcony, and the female responded, stating, quote, "I fell off the top," unquote.
Somebody just started a fire and I went over the balcony, dude.
The female complained of a leg injury, stating she heard it when she jumped from the balcony. I asked the female what they were fighting about. She stated, quote, "She woke up and asked where her daughter was," unquote. The female stated she responded by stating, quote, "I don't know where she's at, dude."
What were you fighting about?
She woke up and asked where her daughter was.
Uh-huh.
I asked her, "I don't know where she's at, dude."
Unquote. I asked the female if she hit somebody. The female stated, quote, "She hit me, so I hit her back," unquote.
Did you hit her? Did you hit her?
Huh?
Did you hit somebody?
She hit me and I hit her back.
I asked who the apartment belonged to, and the female stated it belongs to her cousin Fabian and his girlfriend, Michele. I asked if she was fighting with Michele. The female said Michele woke up and the female began screaming, quote, "I can't find your daughter, dude," unquote. At this time, Officer Sennett and Officer Inyart emerged from the apartment and stated the female needed to be placed in the police vehicle urgently, stating a child was found deceased in the apartment. The female was escorted to the area in front of the office. I drove my police car to this area and the female was detained in the rear of my patrol vehicle. While I interviewed and escorted the female, I noticed red on her blue top. I also noticed what appeared to be blood on her fingernails and hands. Once the female was secured in my patrol vehicle, I made contact with Officer Inyart. He told me two of the subjects at apartment 406 were the residents of apartment 808. I went to apartment 406 and secured these two subjects in two separate police vehicles. The subjects were later identified as Fabian Gonzalez and Michele Martens. Both were cooperative, and I did not question either subject at all. Only placed them in patrol cars, and I had no further contact. I spoke with the female in an attempt to get her name while she was in my police vehicle. She advised her first name was Jess. I asked several times for her last name. Each time I received a different version of her last name. She gave me a date of birth of 1981. AFD did evaluate the female's injury, and it was determined she would be transported to UNMH by ambulance.
So Victoria, the little girl that was found decapitated, I think her organs were missing, if I remember correctly. It's the worst case in New Mexico history. Victoria, it was her 10th birthday. She was found decapitated and on fire in a bathtub. The adults in the house were Michele, which was her mother, and then Michelle's boyfriend, Fabian, which is the guy you see, and then Fabian's cousin, Jessica, who had just been released from prison on charges of having sexual contact with a minor of some sort, something like that, and a bunch of other just horrific things.
I followed the ambulance to UNMH in my patrol car at about 5:52 a.m. We arrived at the hospital at about 6:22 a.m. While at UNMH, I was provided the subject's name as being Jessica Kelly with a date of birth 1984. Jessica was placed in emergency room number ED8. I escorted as Jessica was taken for an imaging via a CT scan and x-ray. I was advised by a nurse that
Whose birthday is it? I forget. I have to keep track of so many. Grant, who? And she's not talking about Victoria, y'all. I just want y'all to know that. Yeah, it was on her birthday. But whose birthday is it?
Her ankle was broken and would require a visit to an orthopedics section of the hospital. I remained at
Okay.
UNMH until relieved by another officer at about 8:41 a.m. I had no further contact with Jessica after my initial interaction in the back seat of my patrol car. On August 24th, 2016 at 4:54, I was dispatched to 4701 Irvine Boulevard Northwest in reference to a homicide. Upon my arrival, I met with Sergeant Marr, who requested I respond to Presbyterian Rust Hospital and photograph the victim, Michele Martens. I responded to Presbyterian Rust Hospital and took overall mid-range and close-up photographs of Michele Martens' injuries with and without a scale. Michele had a laceration down the bridge of her nose, a laceration on the back of her head, a laceration on her right wrist, a laceration at her nose, a laceration at the first knuckle of her left index finger. Her forehead appeared swollen above her left eyebrow. She had an abrasion on the left side of the back of her neck, an abrasion on her left shoulder, and abrasions on both of her knees. I responded to Crime Lab and copied the photographs to a CD, and then responded to Criminalistics van at 4701 Irvine Boulevard and turned one CD of still images into Detective Lasker. Detective Lasker requested I return to Presbyterian Rust Hospital and collect Michele's clothing. I returned to the hospital and collected Michele's t-shirt, her shorts, and her bra from hospital staff. Hospital staff provided me with a chain of custody form releasing the clothing to me. I returned to the Criminalistics van at 4701 Irvine Boulevard Northwest and turned the clothing and chain of custody form into Detective Lasker.
So now you have an idea of kind of what happened and what the police saw as soon as they arrived. I'm going to start going over the interrogation videos with you guys. I kind of want to get your input. I do leave my thoughts, opinions, and speculations out of my videos, and we discuss those in the live streams. My live streams are at 1:30 Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Saturday, if you would like to join us. I want to get your thoughts on... Okay, we get the point. So that's kind of a recap of the case, but this case, there's possible fake confessions and things like that. So I'm trying, like, nobody that I know of has released all of the interrogations kind of in somewhat of an order or put them in somewhat of an order. So I'm going through these things with you guys, listening to them with you guys in real time, so we can basically figure out how they're supposed to be in order and see if we can get an idea of what the case is, basically who's lying, who's not lying, and how we do all that. Hold on a minute. Okay, hold on. Hold on just a minute. We're gonna break for a laugh real quick. Okay. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'm pulling something up real quick. Okay. This is for Hio's grandmother. Oh, hi. Good morning, Carolina. Good to see you. And LJ, good to see you. So this is for Hio's grandmother.
Grandma! She got birthday candles. Blow them out. She got birthday candles. Blow them out. Everybody at the party start to gather round. Puffin', puffin'. Grandma! Blow them out. It's your birthday, let's get crazy. I'll take the day off, they're gonna fire me. I came to pin the tail on the donkey. Shaken to the Richter scale, jobs are party. You got birthday candles, blow them out. You got birthday candles, blow them out. Everybody at the party start to gather round. Puffin', puffin', grandma, blow them out.
That was too funny. Happy birthday to Heels Nanny. All right. Now we're going to get back into the interrogation. So we just heard that she was given a burger and she said she was cold and she was given her hospital papers. And then she enters this room and they introduce themselves. I do think that audio was first, but we're kind of trying to figure it out. Now, this is the first interrogation of Michele Martens. I don't think this one has been released. There's 3 separate CDs or 3 separate parts to these interrogations. And so we're going to kind of go through all 3 of them together.
I'm just going to advise you of your rights, okay? You do have the right to remain silent, okay? Anything you say can be used against you in court, okay? You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, okay? At any point in time, you can stop answering my questions, all right? Again, we're just here to try to get answers and make sense of what happened, okay? And obviously, it looks like you got some pretty severe injuries.
I'm still trying to figure out why it happened.
Right, so, again, I'm just here to get answers,
Okay.
all right?
Okay.
So would you mind talking with me?
Okay, so I came home from the store and me and my boyfriend went to bed because we were tired. So we were sleeping and then all of a sudden she comes, my roommate, Jessica, she comes into our bedroom and asks me if I believe in God. And as soon as I said yes, that's when she took a raw metal iron and hit me right in the face. That's where I got this.
Did she ask you if you believed in God?
Yeah, before she hit me with the iron.
Okay.
So I don't know if that was an intent on attempting to kill me, but she tried her darndest to.
Okay.
She hit me with the iron here, she hit me with the iron in the back, because I got another cut in the back.
Oh, you do?
With stitches
Okay.
that don't have that much as this one. And then I got a few bumps in the back. And everything, because she just kept hitting me, punching me, punching me. She hit me twice with the iron.
Okay.
And then she just I tried to get away, and when I got away, she ran after me, she started punching me, pulling my hair, and I couldn't get up, and I was bleeding all over the place, and she ripped my shirt, and knotted up my hair, and everything, and she just kept fighting me, so then I locked myself in my daughter's room. My daughter wasn't there, but she was supposed to be, and I'm probably gonna get upset.
It's okay.
So I come out of the room and she took me by the hair again and she threw me on the floor.
Okay.
And I actually got under her enough to flip her onto the floor so I can
Okay.
get out. But
Do we have no sound? Yeah, try to go out and come back. You can hear it? Okay. Okay.
as soon as I got up, she grabbed my hair again and she took a picture frame and slapped me across the face with it.
Okay.
And then I was working my way towards the door. So as she's pulling my hair, I had to unlock the door and do it that way and open it that way. And I finally got the door pushed open to enough where I could get out and leave her in there. So she had me by my hair and I'm closing the door and I almost lock her hand inside the door. But she finally let go, and then when I went out, I was all dizzy and everything from the head injury and everything like that. And as I was going down the steps, she yelled to me, she says, "Your daughter's dead." And I don't know where she's at. So then I went outside and I met up with my boyfriend at the neighbor's house that called the cops. And then from there we just waited for them to come.
So, can you tell me where Fabian was in all this?
he was in the bedroom with me, and then he tried to get her off of me, and she started beating on him. And then he finally went out and tried to like, get one of the neighbors to call the cops, and then which he did. And when he went out, that's when she actually like locked the door and tried not to let me out. And then that's when she was starting to do all that other stuff, like pull my hair in my daughter's room after I came out and hit me with the picture frame. And then I finally got my way to get out the door.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you by chance remember what time this stuff occurred at?
It was, I would say it was sometime like in early morning, like around 5 maybe, around there. I can't remember the exact time.
Okay, you're thinking around 5?
Yeah, I know it was like early morning.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about Fabian, how you met this guy, how long have you known him?
I met him on a dating site.
Okay.
And
What dating site was that?
POF,
What's that?
Plenty of Fish.
It's called what?
Plenty of Fish.
Plenty of Fish? Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
And
Okay.
I known him for about 3-4 months
From the website?
from the website.
Okay. How many times would you say you've met him
I would say about
prior to you guys dating, I guess?
4 or 5 times.
Okay, so through the course of your conversation with him on Plenty of Fish, you guys have met like 4 or 5 times?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And that was how long ago?
About, I would say about 5 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago.
Okay. Can you tell me how many kids you have?
I have 2.
You have 2. And who are they?
My daughter's 10, she just turned 10, and my son is 8.
And what's their names?
Matthew and Victoria.
Okay. Now, do you know if Fabian has any kids or anything?
He has 2 daughters, I believe.
He does?
He said, yeah. I don't know how old they are, but he
Okay.
said he had 2 daughters, but they're with his mom.
Okay. So you guys have been together for, I mean, including your time dating on the website, about 4 or 5 months?
Mhm.
How long has he been living with you at the apartment?
Oh, he just been there like about a month and a half, 2 months.
I think Plenty of Fish, Bonnie, is just a regular dating site. It's like the quote, well, don't worry about it. There's plenty of fish in the sea. I think the only Christian dating site I've heard of is Christian Mingle, which, I don't know. I wouldn't trust none of them if I was being honest. I don't know. I have a well, I've met some people online, but usually I meet people at the store or something at Walmart and run into people I know. Trailblazer said her son will be struggling with this for years, if not his whole entire lifetime. Yeah. The one thing I can say from this case, even regardless of possibility of false confessions and all that, is Michele Martens should have never had custody of those children. And I don't even know why she did.
Oh, okay. So he's lived with you about a couple months?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. How was you guys' relationship?
It was fine. It was fine until this girl came into it.
And when you say this girl, who's that?
Jessica Kelly.
Okay. Well, tell me about her. How did you meet her?
That's actually his cousin.
Okay, so
And-
Jessica's his cousin?
Yeah. And
Okay.
he told me that she had just gotten out of prison and she had no place to stay and everything like that. So I went to go pick him up from her house. Not her house, but from a house that she was at. She was babysitting that person's kids.
Okay.
So I went to go pick him up from there, and
When did you do that?
I would say in June, end of June.
Oh,
It
okay.
had to be like the end of
A
June.
while back. So
Yeah.
that's the first time you met her, essentially?
Mhm,
Okay.
yeah, basically.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And then Me being the good person I am, he said that he was telling me she had no place to go, that if she can stay with me for a while to get, until she gets back up on her feet, because she had a job interview set up and everything, and
Okay.
that once she gets a job and saves up money, she's gonna go out and get her own apartment. So me, the kindness I am, I was like, sure, why not? So she comes there and everything was fine. Everything was fine the first, I would say maybe a couple days, week or so. And all of a sudden, just like the last couple days, she's been acting like, oh, weird, like crazy, like everything was like about God and this and that and everything and stuff.
Can you describe a little bit more about that?
And she would just like me and Fabian, we would be laying in bed trying to go to sleep, and she would want him to stay up all night with her reading Bible, not Bible structures, but like a book that was just all about Jesus and everything like that.
Okay.
Because I guess her husband was in jail, and she was just like praying, and she was scared that when he gets out or he was gonna come and kill her, and she thought that I was trying to set her up.
Why?
I don't know. She didn't even know me. I was like, I'm trying to help you out. I was like, I'm giving you a place to stay until you get on your feet, and then you're gonna treat me this way.
Mm-hmm.
And then she just like, and then yesterday or this morning was just the telling, she just exploded. I don't know what she was on or anything. It was just weird.
So, from what I'm picking up so far is that, Jessica, she even says in the jail phone call that she had only been out of prison for 7 days, and her boyfriend or husband or whoever is still in prison, and that Michele was saying that she acted all irritated and aggravated and would want Fabian to stay up all night reading to her from the Bible. It sounds to me like she got out and immediately got to hook up on some substance of choice for her, and she was using it while staying at Michele's house, because that would explain erratic behavior, the illness, how she was irritated all the time, and then staying up all night reading the Bible. She's probably, she might have legitimately been in fear of this man getting out of prison, and then you put substances in the mix, and that just makes you more paranoid, upset, and scared, and a lot of people in prison, find God and Christianity, and so she brought that home with her, oh, I'm going to read the Bible, I need to read my Bible, and, substance use with that would lead to erratic, just too much, like reading it, staying up all night and reading it constantly over and over and over, and probably interpreting the passages in a completely different way than they're supposed to be interpreted. All of these things tell me that she was using from the time she pretty much got out. That's my speculation on that.
Because she was nice in the morning, and then all of a sudden when it came to night,
Thank you.
that's when everything changed.
Okay.
And we ate, and then that's when everything happened.
Okay. Do you know if she consumes any type, consumes any drugs, ingests any drug, alcohol?
I know she used to do weed, but I don't know if she does anything else.
Okay. All right, what about you? You or Fabian? And again, I'm just asking because it's part of the investigation.
Me, I don't.
Have you?
When I was in New York, I did, but not
What did you
since
used
I
to
was
take?
here. Weed. I smoked weed.
About methamphetamines?
No,
You never tried meth?
no, I did not. And Fabian, as far as I know, he only had weed, but as far as that, I don't know what else he's had, but that's all I know.
So let me ask you this, if we did take your blood, would it show any drugs in it?
No.
100% honest?
Yes,
Because we can make that happen.
yes,
Being honest, you don't have anything in your system?
no.
Okay. And what does Fabian do?
As far as what?
Drugs.
Drugs. As far as I know, only the weed. As far as I know.
Okay.
I don't know if he's done anything else or if he's tried it. But that's all I know that he does.
And Michele, just remember, the question is, we're not here to get you
No, I know.
in trouble, and we're not here to get him in trouble.
I know.
We've been talking to Fabian for a while, okay? And he's given us a lot of information, all right? About what happened, about the things that he's been doing, about the things that you've been doing, that type of stuff. So just remember, just be very, very honest, because it's gonna help us solve this.
Yeah.
Okay? So I just want to remind you of that, because I don't want you to get stuck on being dishonest when we already have a lot of the story of what happened.
You know, I mean, if you, again, that's all I'm here for is answers. You know, if you lie about the smallest things about ingesting, you know, any type of drugs, right? And we're looking at something else, but just a little thing about, okay, yeah, I may have taken drugs, but I'm gonna lie to him about taking it, you know, it doesn't look good. So I'm just asking, just be transparent and honest. You know, if I ask you a question about, did you ingest any drugs? You know, did Fabian ingest any drugs, vice versa? You know what I'm saying? I just want honest truth. Okay, because again, we've talked to him and he's given us a lot of information, so that's why I'm asking you. All right, you guys, I guess you can kind of look at it as follow. You know, we're following up on his interview with you. Right? So that's all, you know. So would it be fair to say that you guys have taken or, you know, have consumed drugs in the apartment with him? Because I know that he does have a history.
He's asked me to, and I said no,
Asked you to do what?
to smoke weed with him.
Hey, Orange Rose, I apologize. I ran to get me some coffee. Southern Cat said, I love how so many people get in religion in prison, but sure don't bring it home when they get out. Yeah, they have to be done, you know, using their substance of choice, and until that point, you can't do nothing for them. And if they do really stupid things like Jessica Kelly did in the meantime, then that's on them. I mean, you know, what I always heard growing up is a hard head make a soft ass. Well, there you go, Jessica Kelly. Hard head make a soft ass, and she deserves it for what she did. I think there was something in her, because you don't just stand by and watch and possibly participate while something like that goes down. Like, there's absolutely no damn way. I'm sorry. There's not. Why she didn't try to kill the person when she realized, I mean, if she brought this person over and didn't realize what they were going to try to do, my immediate thought would be to grab a frying pan or something and a knife, do it to them instead of the child. Jesus. Like, I don't know. Something wrong with that girl.
Okay.
And I said no. And he's also asked me to do a line, and I said no.
But his drug of choice is meth.
Yeah.
So, we already know that. And do you understand what I mean, Michelle? You really need, don't get yourself hemmed up on this, okay? We're here to help you, okay? Because we know a lot from talking to Fabian. Fabian was honest. It took him a while, but he was honest about what happened to your daughter, about what you guys did, about what you found, okay? He was honest. So don't get yourself hemmed up over these little issues, okay? We already know that he's tried to get you to do meth. We already know that you guys have done meth together. We already know this.
I didn't do that.
Not you doing it, but him doing it in front of you. We already know, okay? So try not to get yourself in that. Don't get spun up in lies.
So, yeah, I'm just looking for transparency, right? If there's any inclination that it looks like you're lying, it doesn't look good, right? So just be honest. That's all I'm asking. So you've met him, right? Now you're introduced to Jessica, and you said that she's been how long at the apartment?
About a week and a half,
About a
maybe
week
a
and a
month.
half, so she's,
A week to a month.
well, that's a big difference, a week to a month,
I would say about a week.
about a week, okay. And then you said that within the last couple of days, your behavior's been changing? Okay.
It's been just getting like weird. She was just like weaking out on whatever she was taking. And I just couldn't understand it.
Gotcha, okay. All right. So that night, okay, you stated that you guys ate dinner, right? What did you guys eat?
We had tacos with beef and potatoes and sour cream.
Okay. And,
Sidebar real quick. Have you ever watched Pineapple Express LEX, where they talk about like the commercials from like the 20s and 30s, and it was like smoking weed will kill you and smoking weed will make you have relations with other people and think like it's so ridiculous. I need to pull up some of the like propaganda from that time period about marijuana. I will never have an issue with things that grow naturally, as in marijuana and mushrooms. I mean, I don't think that God would put them on the earth if they're going to hurt us, as long as it's used in moderation. Now, when you're smoking weed to the extent you're on the couch, can't get a job, and all of that, there's a problem. But, you know, in moderation, I don't see no problem with it. All right, back to the topic at hand.
About what time did you guys go to bed, would you say?
It was about midnight, maybe 12:15, 1 o'clock.
Okay, and from the time that you ate dinner to the time you went to sleep, how was Jessica's demeanor?
It was kind of fishy because she like couldn't sit still. She was like constantly getting up, going out on the balcony, having cigarettes, and just like staring at the TV, and just like she just couldn't sit still.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like pacing back and forth around the house.
Did anything happen that was odd, I can say, prior to you guys going to sleep that night?
Not that I can do. She was talking to me all normal, and just I asked her if she was hungry, and then that's when Fabian made the tacos, and everything was normal like during the beginning of the day, because she was talking to me like as if we were friends.
Oh, okay. Just like
nothing.
Okay, but then you said that she's acting fishy.
Later on towards that night.
And describe that.
Like just constantly going in and out of the house. Like she would go into my son's room, go back into the living room, and then she would stand there and watch TV and say that the TV is a curse and everything.
She was saying the TV is a curse?
Mm-hmm. Because the stuff that they were playing on there, and it was the news.
Okay.
So I was just a little like worried. I was like, "Are you sure you're okay?" And she said yes. So I just left it at that, and I didn't say anything else after that.
Okay. Did you see her take any type of drugs that day?
I didn't see her, no.
Do you know if she did?
By the way she was acting, she might have,
Okay.
but I don't know what was.
All right. So then you stayed, and you and Fabian go to sleep, correct? Between 12:15 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Where are you guys at? Where are you guys located in the apartment?
We were on this side in the master bedroom.
In the master bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You said Jessica was staying there. Where was she staying? Where was she sleeping? Give me some.
Well, when my son wasn't there, she was sleeping on his bed. But when he was there, she would sleep on the couch.
Okay.
In the living room, which is right next to the master bedroom.
So let me ask you this: where did she sleep? I guess last night.
On the couch.
She slept on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you know if she went to sleep right away? Do you know if you can hear? I know you guys said you went to sleep, but can you tell me if you guys have heard any like TV or music or anything, indicating that she may still be awake? You guys
Before I went to bed, I did hear the TV in the living room, because we had our TV on too in the master bedroom, but she had hers louder than ours in the living room. And then when I dozed off, it's like I didn't hear anything, and then I kept waking up. So I woke up about 2, 3 o'clock.
Okay.
But I didn't go out of the bedroom. I stayed in the bedroom.
Okay.
And went to the bathroom, and then I just went right back and laid down in the bed.
So you said between 2 and 3 you went to the bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
Which bathroom?
The master bathroom, which is inside the master bedroom.
Okay. So between 2 and 3 you woke up and went to the bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Did you hear anything when you went up?
The TV's still on, that's about it. I didn't hear her walking around or... So I don't know if she was up, because my door was closed.
And which TV was on?
The living room TV.
And how sure are you that that's the case?
Pretty sure, because we turned off our TV in the master bedroom.
Are there any other TVs in your apartment?
My daughter's and my son's, but they were turned off because
they were?
Yeah.
Okay. So between 2 and 3 you went to the bathroom. And you said you heard the TV on still?
Yeah.
Did you hear anything else?
No, I didn't know if she was up still or not, or if she just left the TV on or anything, because my door was closed. I didn't go out of the master bedroom.
Oh, your door was closed?
Yeah. The master bedroom door was closed, and I just heard the TV.
Now, okay, when you guys close the door to your room, do you normally lock it, or is it unlocked when you close it?
I lock it sometimes, but when my kids are there, I don't lock it. because if there's an emergency and they need to come into my room, I keep it open.
So, was the door unlocked or
Yes,
locked?
it was
It wasn't
unlocked.
locked, but it was closed.
But it was closed.
Okay. You go to bed.
Mhm.
All right. Tell me what's the next thing that you remember.
And the next thing I remember is her coming into the bedroom, asking me if I believe in God, and as soon as I say yes, I have an iron to my face.
Okay, so tell me about that. Were you asleep? And how did you know she came in the bedroom?
Now, I will say I've heard Jessica Kelly speak, and she said that the reason she did that was because she knew Michele Martens couldn't be trusted. If Michele Martens knew what happened to her only daughter and didn't do anything about it, she said she knew she couldn't trust her, so her thought process was just to go ahead and get rid of her. Now, whether Michelle knew what had happened to Victoria or not is very interesting, but it's also interesting to hear Jessica Kelly say that, during the court proceedings. I have seen that clip. So it makes me wonder, did Michelle possibly knew more than she's saying?
Because she came in and then she was standing like right over my side of the bed, and she asked me, do you believe in God? And like still half asleep, I was like, yes. And all of a sudden, she just like, boom. And then that's how I got that. And then from there on, it was just, I was trying to fight back and I couldn't.
So you were still laying in bed?
Mm-hmm.
And she came to your side?
Mm-hmm. She was standing over my side of the bed.
So which side, so if I'm looking at the bed,
Mhm.
do you sleep on the right side or
On
the
the
left side?
side. On the right side.
So you sleep on the right side, is that the side closest to the bed,
The bathroom, yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
and she came on that side?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, did you hear her come into the room or?
I did not.
So, okay, so at what point did you know that she was there?
When she asked me if I believed in God, because then I woke up a little bit and I turned over to her and I said yes, and then I turned back over to Fabian, and then that's when she called me.
Which one? Was it this one or the one?
Both of them. It was both of them because
Which one did she get you first, though, is what I'm asking.
I think it's the back one. I think it was the back one because I was sleeping towards Fabian,
Mhm.
and the back one is the one that got me first, and then when I turned around, she hit me again.
Okay, so when you looked at Fabian, were you still laying in the bed?
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
and then she hit you there first,
Mhm.
according to what you can recall, right?
Mhm.
And then you said you turned back around, is that
Mhm.
correct?
Yes.
And then she hit you in the front?
Yeah, because I went to go get off the bed, but then I couldn't get off that way because she was there, so I jumped off the front of the bed.
You jumped at the front of the bed?
Yeah.
Now tell me what happened when she hit you in the front of the head.
I went like this and I saw all the blood on my hand and everything.
Was it bleeding pretty bad?
Yeah, it was. It got all over my socks, my shirt, and everything.
Did blood get on your bed?
I'm not sure. I didn't see because I just got up and tried to get out. So I like walked out the room, but then that's when she grabbed me by my shirt and ripped my shirt and started punching me and like just beating the heck out of me. Like pulling my hair and everything.
Okay, so you get up, where's Fabian at this point?
Fabian got up and tried to get her off of me, saying, Jessica, what are you doing? What are you doing? And she hit him too.
Okay.
And I guess after she hit him, she came back to me and she told me that Fabian left. And then me and her were just in the house because he left to go get the neighbors to call the cops.
Where did he go?
He went out the front door.
He went out the front door?
Which I tried to get out and she wouldn't let me get out.
Okay, so he went out the front door? What time, you say?
I would say maybe 5:30.
Okay. Around 5:30? Okay. And where did he go?
He went to the neighbors in 407.
Okay.
Do you guys know them?
No, they just moved there. They just moved into that apartment.
So why all the way over to 407?
I guess everybody else wasn't answering. I don't know what was going on when he was out there because I just knew he was out there. I didn't know where he was because I was trying to get out as well.
Have you ever met the tenants there in 407?
No, that was the first time I met them.
When, today? Oh, really?
This morning.
Okay.
Now that doesn't make sense because unless Fabian knew them, and I'm wondering how Fabian would have known the people in that apartment unless he knew them from town or something like that. People from town, especially if you're using substances and things like that, other people that sell, and then you're in an apartment and you see them outside and you're like, hey, I know you, I could see something like that. But from what I understand, Fabian ran directly to their apartment. So it's interesting to me that Michelle didn't know those tenants, but Fabian goes straight there. That makes me think Fabian knew those tenants somehow.
So Fabian's fighting with you, right? Or I mean, with her.
Mm-hmm.
You're fighting, or I guess you guys are fighting together.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see what happened to what she hit you with?
I don't know. I didn't see it because she had my head down the whole time because she had my hair. She had my head down, just kept hitting me with this, hitting me with that, and then ramming my head into the table, trying to choke me out, trying to like just make me not breathe, and it was horrible.
She rammed your head into which table?
The table in the living room. There's like a little dining room table. It's
Okay.
right there in the next to the living room.
Right.
She hit it on the leg there, and then
Hit your head?
yeah,
Okay.
she banged it, and I guess that's where those bumps came from.
Okay.
And then I have another little table there that I think I might have bumped my head by mistake when she like pushed me down with her knee. She had her knee on my neck. And then that's when I finally got the chance to like pull her under and try and get out. And I finally got up and worked my way towards the door.
Okay, well, did you ever go into the kitchen at all?
I did.
You did?
I did,
Tell me
to
about
try
that.
and get away from her. And I went into the kitchen, and then she's like, come on. She's like, come on, we're gonna go pray. And I says, no. I was like, Jessica. I was like, stop. I was like, get away from me. And she was like, come on. And then she grabbed me, and then she grabbed my hair again and just started beating me again, It's like, it's horrible.
Okay. Did you go into any other rooms inside that house?
The other room I would say I didn't go into was my son's room. Every other room
So you went into the bathroom also? The living room bathroom?
oh no, not the bathroom, no. I didn't go into the living room bathroom, or I didn't go into the master bathroom except for when I went to go use the bathroom.
Okay.
But other than that, I went into the living room, I tried to get out in the kitchen, and I've tried to get out through my daughter's room.
You tried to get out through your daughter's room?
Mhm.
How would you get out?
Because I closed the door and I locked it, and I was gonna pop out the window, but I thought she had left because it was quiet, so I opened the door, and then she come charging back in, and that's when she grabbed me by my hair again. And then after that, that's when I finally made myself out the front door.
Oh,
I
okay.
worked my way out to the front.
Did you ever ask her anything about your daughter?
As I was going out and going down the stairs, and she says my daughter's dead. But I don't know where she put her.
When you put her?
And because when me and Fabian were coming home, I saw her carrying my daughter outside the house.
Really?
And I asked her, where is she going? She's like, I was gonna take her with me. I was like, where? And she didn't answer me. So I thought my daughter was just sleeping because it was about the time where she was to go to bed. And then after all this, and then after I made my way out to the porch and working my way down the stairs to go try and knock on the neighbors' doors, she's like, by the way, his daughter's dead.
Okay, so just to help me understand. Okay, I know this is a lot for you, and again, I'm so sorry.
No.
Okay, you've been through hell,
Mhm.
all right? But I just want to kind of go back. You mentioned that, was it the day before this incident or the night before this incident, you saw Jessica carrying?
It was the same day. This is all on the same day during the
Okay,
day.
so this morning,
Mhm.
you went over with Fabian
Mm-hmm.
around 5. So that's what I'm trying to get a good timeline.
Mhm.
All right, how long before that did you see her carrying your daughter? And how do you know it was your daughter?
Because we went to the store, me and Fabian, we went to the store, and then we came back, and it was around, I would say maybe 5:30.
6, between 5:30 and 6?
Because it was still daylight out.
So today's the 24th, so you're talking about tomorrow, or yesterday, on Tuesday?
Yeah, no, yeah, yes.
So
Yes,
yesterday,
returned to the-
Tuesday,
yeah.
the 23rd.
Yes.
Around
Mhm.
what time?
5:30, 6 o'clock.
You and Fabian went to the store?
Yeah, and then
Which store?
we went to the Giant.
Okay, 5:30. Which Giant?
The one on Paradise and Universe.
Okay, so you know that video.
Mhm.
So is it gonna, and do you think their video will confirm your story about you guys going to the Giant?
They might. They could.
It's a yes or no.
Yes.
You pause there, because you're thinking. Are you telling me the truth about that? Because I don't think you are. Because again, we talked to Fabian, and we got a different story.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm asking you to be honest, because we're looking at some serious stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is not some petty, you know, battery call, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm asking you to be honest.
Okay.
Okay, you didn't really go to the Giant, did you?
No.
Okay, so why would you lie about it?
Because we were supposed to go get cigarettes.
No, you need to tell me the truth. Why would you lie about that? Again, okay, I just need answers.
Okay.
And I've already explained, right?
Mm-hmm.
If there's any sign of you being untruthful, right, it just doesn't look good,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Because there's certain things that I already know. Again, I've talked to Fabian,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to think about this. We talked to Fabian.
Mm-hmm.
Did the whole thing, advising his rights, you know, everything like that. Homeboy doesn't want to go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he told us everything. All right, so you need to think right now about just telling us the truth about everything. Okay, what really happened in the apartment, right? Between you, Jessica, and Fabian, what really happened, and what really happened to your daughter, because that's what we're here for. That's what we need to get answers of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm just asking you just to be honest. Okay, the worst thing to do right now is lie about something small, because then it looks like you're lying about other things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just asking you to be honest.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna let you explain and hopefully tell me the truth on what you guys are really doing.
We came from his uncle's house
Okay.
over there in the South Valley.
And okay.
And we were hanging out there for a while.
Okay.
And then we ran our way back because Jessica was supposed to pick up my daughter from the bus. And I got a text from my neighbor
Okay.
saying that Victoria was at her house because she was trying to get a hold of me. I was like, okay, well, I'm coming right there. And then I told Fabian that she didn't go pick her up from the bus. That's when we left and we started heading home.
Okay.
And then once we got home from there, like from the time that she went to the house, from the neighbor's house, because my daughter went up to the house when Jessica was in the house because she knocked on the door and Jessica let her in.
You mean before you guys showed up?
Yeah, because the neighbor told me that she went into the house.
Okay.
And so she went in there, and then from the time that until the time that me and Fabian pulled up, because it's a good maybe half hour, 45 minutes before, or maybe depending on the traffic, from his uncle's house to my house.
Okay.
We pulled up, and that's when I seen her walking down the stairs with my daughter in her hands.
And you knew something was wrong with your daughter?
I knew something. I thought she was sleeping, but I didn't.
Michelle,
But I knew.
honey, listen, I'm a mom,
I know.
okay? And you're a mom,
Mhm.
okay? And let me just tell you something. Use your tongue. When there is something wrong with your child, you know it.
Mhm.
And you already knew that something bad had happened. And so did Fabian. Because we talked to him, okay? So you need to be honest. When did you first know that there was something wrong?
When I saw her coming down the stairs with her in her arms.
Okay.
And then when I went back upstairs, she took blankets from my son's room and put them in the washing machine.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that it's not like pee because my son has a problem wetting the bed at night. So she's like, yeah, I'm just gonna wash them.
But you guys, you need to back up. When you went and checked on her, when you went and checked on your daughter, tell me about that.
I went into the room and she wasn't there.
Okay, and where was she?
I don't know, she hit the body.
No, where was she? We're not gonna go down this path. We're not gonna go down the path of you lying, okay? Where was she?
In her room.
Okay, and then when you guys moved her to the bathroom, tell me about that.
I moved her to the bathroom.
Your daughter.
Michelle, listen, you need to be honest about everything.
Okay.
Okay? The more you lie or say I don't know, it's not gonna help you. Okay? Fabian's already opened up about everything and about how you were, your involvement as well as Jessica's. Okay?
Sorry.
We're just asking for the truth.
I didn't mean to come on the mic coughing. So this has got me a little bit more concerned now because now we have it from the beginning and she's saying she definitely knew something was wrong when she saw Jessica Kelly carrying Victoria down the steps. But they're using that tactic, oh, we've already talked to this person and they've admitted up to everything. And oh, we've talked to this person and they've admitted up to everything, and basically using that against each other. So that is concerning because Fabian denies everything, and I'm curious as to his interrogation as well. But now I'm leaning more towards questioning Michelle's involvement than I was before. Genevieve said this monster knew what was going on in her home and who she was subjecting her children to. The combination of everything in that home's dynamics would have eventually happened. She knew. I'm wondering, is there a worst case in this? And hey, Mercedes, it's good to see you. Brianna Lopez in the US and Baby P in the UK. We'll have to look into those and see what I can pull on them. Her son had issues because he was being molested while in her care. He was, yes, and yes, he did. She was there to watch what they did to their daughter. It's horrendous. Yeah. Now I'm starting to have a few more questions.
I didn't even go in, I swear to God, I'm telling you the truth.
Okay.
I didn't take my daughter into the bathroom.
So Michelle, here's the deal. You know that your daughter, there's something terribly wrong. You knew that. And you also helped clean up in the kitchen and in her bedroom. We already know that. Okay? And you're a good mom. You're a good mom. And you've taken care of those kids. You love those kids. But you got put in a really bad spot. You did.
I did.
Yeah, see, that's all we're asking. Is just explain.
Yeah.
We understand that you're at the wrong place, wrong time, and you and your daughter are victims.
Yeah.
But we need to know the truth. We need to know everything.
And we know that you got put in a spot to where it was either go along with what they were doing, or, I mean, you could get hurt too.
Yeah, and that's what I was afraid of because I didn't want to get hurt.
Okay.
And I didn't want my daughter to get hurt.
Okay, but your daughter did get hurt.
She did.
Okay. So, let's start from there, okay? So when you went in and you found your daughter, tell me about that.
I just saw her laying there.
Okay.
Was she in her bedroom?
Yes.
Where was she laying?
On her bed.
Okay, so tell us about that, because we know you didn't just look in and just take a peek.
I did.
Listen, be honest, this is your daughter. If I thought something was wrong with my son or daughter, I'm not gonna just peek. I'm gonna be a concerned parent, and I'm gonna do everything I can to figure out what's going on.
Yep.
Okay? Listen, Michelle. It's obvious to us, all right, that you are withholding certain things because you're scared. And I understand that. I get it. This lady, she's a scared lady.
Yeah.
And the guy that you met is not a good guy. Okay?
And I feel like they were setting me up.
Well, listen. So we need to know the truth and what happened. Okay, I truly believe that, you know, you're a victim in all this and that you really know exactly what happened to your daughter because Fabian's already opened up to it.
Yeah.
We just need you to clarify some things and just to shed light on what really happened. Whether you're scared or not, we're here to protect you. All right? And that's all we're here for. We just need to know what happened. That's it. That's all I'm asking.
But I don't know exactly what happened. I'm telling you the truth.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
So Michelle, let me ask you some questions and maybe that'll kind of help. Who moved her from the bedroom to the bathroom?
Jessica did.
Jessica did. Okay. And when she did, what did she do with her clothes?
I don't know where her clothes were at.
Okay, about what time did you see her move Victoria to the bathroom? What time did you see that? What time did that happen at?
About 7:30.
PM? So the day before?
No,
So-
the same day.
Right,
That
so
night.
let me
Yeah,
ask you
that
this. This is after you saw her walking down, correct? Okay, so you saw Jessica put her in the bathroom? Okay,
Because when we pulled up, she went right back upstairs.
right, okay. So let me ask you this, when you guys went back upstairs, did you see her put Victoria back into her bedroom? Or did she just put her in the bathroom right away?
Put her right in the bathroom.
So you saw her put her in the bathroom, okay? Now what went through your mind?
I was like, well, what's going on? And then it's like, I usually don't use that bathroom, and when I went in there, I didn't.
Michelle, you already knew that she was dead. You knew that. And I'm sorry, honey, but you gotta be honest. Okay? And I know it's hard. But you knew she was.
Right.
What we need to know is what was the conversation about what you guys were gonna do with her? Or not you, because I know that you were trying to stop it, right? Yeah.
Right.
But Jessica and Fabian made the decision that they were gonna get rid of her.
Are you serious?
Michelle.
Michelle, listen, you.
Michelle. You know that I'm serious because you were a part of that conversation,
And you need to open up and be honest about it,
okay?
okay? I'm just asking you to be honest, all right? Because we know now that we already knew, but, you know, you just also stated, you know, we know that you saw her put her in the bathroom, okay? So we also know that you didn't go to bed after that and just be like, oh, I have no idea what happened or anything like that, okay? I've been inside the apartment.
Yeah.
All right, I've seen all of the evidence. I've seen everything. Okay? I know that what you say took place in your bedroom didn't actually take place in the bedroom. And also Fabian, he clarified that. Okay? So we just need you to clarify exactly what happened and what this conversation was. Because I know. All right?
I don't recall the conversation.
Well, again.
Do you need some tissue? Let me go grab it.
We're just asking you to be honest, that's it. You know, and, you know, you're sitting here for a reason. You know, I understand, yes, it's your daughter, but you knew she was dead.
I didn't know he had partaken in it. I really didn't. I thought it was just Jessica.
I mean, it seems like she's being honest here. She's so that's what makes, see, now that we have this part, that's what makes the second one more questionable, because the whole time that I saw the second one where she says all these things, especially considering that she says that Victoria would have methamphetamine in her system and she did not. I was like, you know, they're badgering her. Something happened in that house, right? Because the child's deceased and decapitated, and she had an STD, and the abuse had been going on for some time. But it seemed like, you know, a classic case of false confessions. But now that I have the first part, I'm like, well, I mean, the way they're asking her questions and she's admitting to things, especially going to get the marijuana. Like, she didn't want to admit to going and getting the marijuana. And they ask her, are we going to see you on camera at the gas station? And she's like, probably. And I mean, it's obvious that she's lying, but she doesn't act any different when she's not lying. So I'm having a lot more questions right now. This brought up more questions than answers so far.
Okay, so at what point, let me ask you this.
Hey, all I need is Jesus.
Okay, at what point did you know that she was dead? Let's start off there. We can start off slow. Okay, and then we can start getting some more questions answered. That's a big one.
Good to see you, Stoic Dissension, and all I need is Jesus. I saw you just a second ago. Carolina said, as a child, I'm absolutely not making excuses for her because it was her responsibility to protect and love her children. Yeah, I think it was you or somebody else that was kind of leaning towards me with like they badgered her and it was a possibility of false confessions. So I would like to have the one there was somebody in my chat talking about the aspect of this possibly being a false confession. I would love to have your input now that we're seeing the interview from the beginning and see what you think having this piece to the puzzle added to it.
And you need to be honest about that. Because again, we've already talked to Fabian.
Thank you.
All right? I'm just asking the truth. At what point did you know that your daughter was dead?
When she wasn't in her room anymore.
You mean when she was in the bathtub? Okay. Now describe how she looked. Because I know you went in there and saw her. I know you looked at her. She's your daughter.
I didn't.
Michelle?
I didn't go in the bathroom. I swear to you guys.
Okay, so here, listen. From a mom to a mom, okay? I know that you protect your kids. It's been you and your kids for a long time, right? Just you and your kids. You bring this guy in. You think it's a good guy. And then he brings this girl with him, who's his family, right? His cousin. She hurts your daughter. And I'm not gonna beat around the bush with you. We talked to Fabian. We know that they talked about getting rid of her body. We know that you guys had to clean the bedroom floor, the kitchen floor. Okay? I already know about that. But what we don't really understand is they're saying that you're more involved, Fabian, that you also talked about getting rid of her, how you guys were gonna do it. Okay, but that's what I'm saying. He's trying to.
See, they're using this one saying this against them. From what I'm hearing, yes. So tonight on America's Most Wanted, they're going to be talking about Sebastian Rogers' case. I will see if I can live stream it. I doubt I'll be able to because it's America's Most Wanted. I'd probably get a copyright strike pretty much immediately. But if I can stream it, I will stream it with you guys. Hey, Kimmy C123, I will be watching regardless. I hope they cover Summer. I hope Summer's in there as well. I've said it before. Summer Wells was in a very rural area, so I could see more so how that could happen as opposed to Sebastian Rogers, who lives in a very well-to-do neighborhood with cameras everywhere. I'll never understand that case. And again, like I've said 1,000 times, the FBI can tell me if a leader of a terrorist organization has a pimple on his butt that's under 7 layers of clothes, but you can't tell me where these missing children are. I'll never understand that. Anyway, back to the interview.
Make this about you,
Right.
and that you did this.
I didn't do that.
I know that, but I also know that you went into the bathroom. I also know that you saw her. I know that you questioned him and Jessica about what happened. So you need to be honest about that, because all we have is a story that he's given right now.
And again, I've seen it. So this is the thing. Evidence is huge, right? You can say all you want, right? But I've been in the apartment. We have all the evidence in the world that's so far it's contradicting what you said.
Yep.
Okay, and you just nodded your head, yes. I'm just asking for honesty, okay? Because again, what Fabian said so far is matching up with the evidence. You know what I'm saying? And as far as who's involved, and again, he's bringing your name up as far as being involved, talking about, disposing and doing other things, that we just need to get answered, okay? Because it's obvious, I go, look in the apartment, it's obvious that certain things were cleaned up. I saw it. I saw it, right? You know, and he said you guys partook in that along with Jessica.
I didn't partake in it.
Okay.
I'm promising
Well,
you.
then you need to explain exactly what happened. This is your opportunity. All right? No matter how bad it sounds in your mind, okay? Because I know you're probably like, oh man, this does not look good. This is my daughter. You know, even though I may have not had may have not participated in killing her, right? It's still, you know, she's dead. She's in the bathtub. And you know what's going on. This is your opportunity to explain yourself. Okay? This is your opportunity.
I really swear I didn't know that they were planning on it.
Okay, well, tell us what.
Tell us what happened, what you observed. Just be honest of what you observed.
The only thing I observed was her coming down the stairs with Victoria in blankets. Like she came down the stairs from the apartment down there. And then when she saw us pull in, that's when she went back upstairs. But I didn't go into the apartment.
But, okay, so listen. You mean after you saw her go up?
After I saw her go up, I didn't go into the apartment. I went back downstairs to Fabian in the car.
Okay. And what did you say? And what did you guys do?
That's when we went to his uncle's house.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No.
You're lying. Again, we're given the opportunity to be honest, but you're lying. And it's not looking good. All right, I'm just asking you to tell me the truth. Okay? You have to look out for yourself right now. You know, your daughter's dead. And you're aware of that. You know, the weird thing is to me is that you're not showing really too much emotion about your daughter. Okay? And Fabian, he doesn't care about you. Unfortunately, I don't mean to say it, I don't mean to sound rude. Okay, but right now this guy's looking out for himself. Straight up. He's singing like a songbird. He already told us what happened. All right? I'm just looking, I need your side of the story, because if I don't get your side of the story, then I have his and it matches up with the evidence and we're gonna leave. And that's gonna be that. And then you know the rest of the story on stuff like, you know, when stuff like this happens. I'm just asking you to explain. If you were not involved, okay, I need you to explain what you observed and heard, because I know without a shadow of a doubt that you saw some things that you should not have seen after she was put in the bathtub.
Yeah.
And I know you heard things you should not have heard. Okay? And you may be sitting here like, okay, well, am I in trouble because I didn't say anything? I'm gonna say no right now. You know why? Because there's many reasons why you may not say anything. You were scared. You didn't know what to do. You're like, oh my God, is this really happening? Who knows? That's what we're here for. Let me be your voice. All right? Let me be your voice, because I'm primary on this case. So what that means is I have to put the case together and I present it. Okay? But if I present something, which I've done in the past, you know, because I'm not going to make you talk. I give you the opportunity, but I can't make you talk. You know? But I present something, and if they're going to look at them like, okay, well, obviously she was dishonest about this, you caught her in a lie about this, the evidence showing this, the evidence showing this. Well, hey, she's lying about more crap than, you know.
Michelle, can I ask you a question? We already talked about how you saw her coming down the stairs, and you knew that there was something wrong with your daughter, and that you went back upstairs, and that you watched Jess take her into the bathroom and put her in the bathtub. Okay, so we've already gotten past we went to his uncle's house, we went here. Okay, so after Jess takes her into the bathroom, what did you see when you went in there?
I didn't go into the
Yes, you did. Michelle, be honest, please, honey. What did you see?
I am being honest with you. I didn't go into the bathroom.
Okay,
I thought she put her into I saw her go that way. But I thought she put her into the bedroom.
Okay.
So I thought she was sleeping. And so when
Michelle, I'm gonna stop you for a sec. You said you watched her put her in the bathtub. You said that. You can't lie. Okay?
Michelle,
We already know what she did, but you need to talk and tell us.
you need to look out for yourself. Okay? For your daughter's sake. For your daughter's sake. You know what? Yeah, you know what? Something bad happened. You can rectify it. You know what? You can own up. Say, I made a mistake, whatever, we made a mistake, but own up to it. He doesn't care right now about you or anybody else. He's freaking, diming you and Jessica out. Saying that, yada, 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 you guys did all of this. And he's trying to save his skin. Well, I don't know. He's trying to save his skin, so that's what we're just giving you an opportunity. Okay, because I know that you saw more than what you're telling me, and you heard more than what you're telling us. Okay, and the more you keep saying, well, I don't know, I can't put words in your mouth. I'm not gonna put words in your mouth, but I need to hear the truth from you, because if I leave here and I don't get the true story, then I have to do what I have to do. I don't have to sit here and talk to you, but I want to, because there's certain things that only you know. Okay?
I just asked Jessica what happened, okay, to my daughter. But she didn't answer. She was like nothing.
Okay.
And then what happened?
And that's when I stepped out for a cigarette, okay? Because I just had that gut feeling that something was wrong. So I stepped out and I had a cigarette on the balcony. And then she was up. She was up just pacing the apartment.
Hey Megan, it's good to see you. So no, Megan, you asked, was this the one we watched last week? No, so this case, when I FOIA'd it, I got documents and I've got a bunch of CDs, okay? And they're labeled like Martens 1, Martens 2, Martens 3, Fabian 1, Fabian 2, Fabian 3. So this is the one that was labeled Martens 1. This one happens before the other one that we watched. I think the one we watched is the second one, so I'm going to drop all of them in order with no commentary on my page. And we're going through this one right now, which is the first one that leads to the second one. It's like CDs that they just kind of go in order. So I'm trying to kind of figure out what order they're in.
And everything. And then that's when we all got
Good to
hungry.
see you. Hey, Susie.
Around midnight, 12:15. And then that's when Fabian cooked the tacos. And then after that, we put everything in bed. We cleaned the kitchen countertops, cleaned all the dishes and everything. And then we went back into the room and we went to bed.
What did you clean off the kitchen countertops?
The crumbs and the sour cream and the cheese from the tacos. And then we did the dishes to make sure there were no dishes left in the sink.
And that was at what time?
After about 12:30.
But you said that you knew that your daughter was dead around 7. You said you knew your daughter was dead around 7. Explain that. Michelle.
This is your opportunity. Okay? We're not playing games at all. This is your opportunity. Okay?
I didn't know what to do.
Okay.
I was in shock. Okay. Thinking it was so hard.
And I believe you.
I don't want to kill him.
I know, and honey, listen, I believe you, okay? I believe you. I know you didn't want her to die. Tell me what happened.
I don't know what she did.
Okay.
I don't know. she did. All I know is that she was, I don't know how she did it.
Okay.
I don't know when she did it. All I know is that when I saw her, I was just,
Now, is this when she was in the bedroom before she moved her to the bathtub, or is this when she was in the bathtub?
when she was in the bedroom before she moved her.
Okay.
And I tried to ask her what happened and she just didn't answer me.
Okay.
So I still don't know what happened or how she died.
No, but I do know that you know what happened once she got in the bathtub. Tell me about that.
Would it be easier for you to write down?
Let me ask you this, because it may just be hard to say, okay? When Jessica and Fabian did what they did in the bathroom, where did they get the knife?
Probably from the kitchen.
From the kitchen?
That's I have the box knives there. To, like the big sharp knives.
Okay. And what did they do with it after?
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is? Okay.
Who did you see with the knife?
It's okay.
It's okay. You're doing good.
Jessica.
Okay.
You saw Jessica with the knife? Okay, and where was Fabian at during this time?
I don't know if he was outside already. Like if he went back into the bedroom or if he went outside to have a cigarette. I don't know where he was.
Okay, well, you saw her with the knife, so that means you were pretty close to where she was at. So where were you at?
I was in the living room.
Okay, and where was she at?
In the bathroom.
She was in the bathroom, okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Look. I know. It's hard. Okay, I know it is. I'm so sorry that you got put in this spot. Okay? I'm so sorry. These people put you in such a horrible, horrible spot. They killed your daughter. They killed your daughter. Not you.
No.
You're a good person. Now, Jessica and Fabian, when they did what they did to your daughter in the bathtub, where were they planning on taking her?
I don't know where they were planning to.
How did they cut her up?
I didn't see because she had a bunch of blankets over her.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And that's when the blanket that I asked Jessica when she rolled it up.
Okay.
I asked her if she put that in there because it smells like pee. Because my son has accidents at night.
Oh, okay.
So that was his blanket. So I was asking her if she was washing it because then she said yes.
Okay.
And then after that, everything was like just all quiet. And everything after that, we were just having cigarettes and she was watching TV and I was in the bedroom with Fabian watching TV. And
So after she killed your daughter, you were in the bedroom watching TV and smoking cigarettes.
After they cut her up, you guys were still doing that? What was going on? What was going on in your mind? I'm trying to understand. You knew that they were in there and they cut her up. And then after the fact, you guys continued to watch TV. What was going on?
I don't know where they put the body after that.
Well, you saw what they were doing. Again, you know, we're getting little bits and pieces as the longer we go. I'm just asking you, let's stop playing. Hey, let's figure out the clue. And just tell me the truth. Tell me what you observed. Okay, because again, I've already been in the apartment. I've seen your daughter. I know there was other things found in the apartment in plain view. And if you said that you were in the living room watching TV, you would have seen this. So you can't lie. You can't lie about it. All right, I need you to tell me what you observed while they were doing what they were doing to your daughter in the bathroom. Were you threatened at all to keep your mouth shut?
Yes.
All right, so tell me about that.
Fabian said that if I say anything to anybody, or Jessica, if I say anything to anybody, that they'll come after me.
So Fabian told you that too? Tell me this, why did Fabian tell you that?
I don't know why he said it, but it's just like, if you say anything to anybody, you'll be the next one.
Okay.
And I think that's why Jessica did the dirty work. And
Who was the ringleader, would you say?
Jessica,
Explain dirty work.
like with the iron and everything like that, the one to actually do it.
But tell me, what do you mean, like can you, because we know that she didn't wake you guys up and hit you over the head with the iron. We already know that. So can you explain that part of it?
But she didn't, because that's how I got the bed.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, it wasn't this, oh my gosh, we don't know where my daughter is. Because she had already been killed and cut up, and you knew that. But how did this all happen? Did you guys get in a fight because they thought you were gonna talk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was scared.
So, I know you were scared, all right? Let's kind of backtrack, okay? Because Fabian already said that, he told us how she was killed, and he told us that you knew about it, and that Jessica. So listen, let me just stop. Okay, I understand you're threatened. You were threatened to keep quiet. All right, we just need to know from you. All right, what they told you, and what you know about how she was killed. Because this I don't know stuff. You tried it in the first part of the interview, and look where we're at now. Okay? All right? You need to look out for yourself.
For your daughter.
Yeah. If they did something despicable, we need to know about that. I need to know what happened. I know you know, and I just need you to be honest. You're being honest up to a point, and I like to keep that trend. Okay? For your sake. But for your daughter, this should not have happened.
No, it shouldn't.
Okay? So
And I feel it's my fault.
It's not your fault, Michelle. Why do you think it's your fault? Because you're supposed to protect her.
And I let them into my house, trusting them.
right. And listen, we understand, that you have the best intentions for your daughter, and that you probably did have feelings for him, and it's easy to get wrapped up in those feelings. It's totally easy to just trust somebody immediately, oh, I'm head over heels, and not knowing who he is, his past, or anything like that, right? It's, and I understand. And I think that you fell victim to this. You didn't know what you were getting yourself into.
No.
And that's understandable. Everybody's been in love, right? I'm not saying, I don't know if you guys were in love, but everybody's like that person. Everybody's had that crush, and you're just like, I'll do anything for them. And letting your feelings get in the way, right? And I think that, it's a possibility he took advantage of that with you. Is that right?
I think he did, because I
So I think what happened was they were in the middle of decapitating this poor child, and then the police knocked on the door, because remember, in the police narrative it says they knocked on the door, Jessica shut it, locked it, latched it, and then went. It was in the residence for a few seconds or minutes, and then she jumped off the balcony, and then they smelled smoke. So I don't think it was until either after she hit them with the iron and they went to the neighbor's house, or after the police knocked on the door, that they actually that Jessica Kelly actually set her on fire. Right, Megan, I'm with you on that. Like, that's where I was at with the other interrogation, but then I see this one and I've got some more questions. I don't know. Rhonda, I'm not sure. I don't think he's come out, not that he would, and I haven't looked it up, but I'm sure he's doing a lot better than he was, to be sure. I think it was like when they got there, and either they, like, right as Fabian and Michelle left and went to the neighbor's house, or when they knocked on the door with Jessica Kelly.
Felt like he was taking advantage of me, Like with my car, I'd lend him my car to go places while I'm at work. He, and like, not forcing me, but like taking advantage of my apartment by me letting him stay there. I felt like he was taking advantage of me.
Well, I want you to know, listen, I know you're scared, but we will protect you.
Yep.
I just need to know the truth. I need to know how she was killed, because I know you know, and I know that they threatened you. I need to know.
I just don't want them coming after me.
Listen, I know that, but listen, okay, for me to do my job correctly, I need to know the truth. You understand? I can't imagine how you feel. I mean, I'm hurting inside. I want to rectify, get the situation rectified as best as possible. I know we're never gonna bring her back, but we need to get the people responsible for this. Okay, so Fabian's like, oh, I had nothing to do with this, but we know he's lying. You know he's lying. I need you to tell me the truth on how she was killed and what happened and how you were threatened. If we can answer those 3 things, we'll be in better shape. It's never gonna bring your daughter back. Okay, and again, I'm so sorry that you've gone through this, all right? But Michelle, we will protect you, okay? I'm here to protect you. I just need to know the truth, and I need to know the truth so we can do my job correctly, okay? So how did they kill her?
I didn't see them do it, but I saw the knife.
Okay.
It was the one from the kitchen,
Okay.
from the box. And he stabbed her.
And what did they do?
I didn't see what they did with the pieces.
Pieces of
With the
what?
body. With the body.
Okay.
I know where she got stabbed.
Where?
In the stomach.
And at what point, where was she at in the house when you noticed this?
That's when I saw her in the bathroom.
Okay.
And then I was in shock, so I left. I didn't know what to do.
Okay. Who stabbed your daughter?
Jessica.
Okay. Now listen. All right. There was blood in your daughter's room. All right, so I know you're afraid. Look at me. You gotta trust me.
I trust you.
Okay, I'm good. I want you to trust me. You have to trust me. Okay, I know you know how she was killed. But I need you to tell me, because I know more happened prior to what happened to her being stabbed in the stomach. And I know you know that. And I know that they're trying to cover things up.
No, you don't have to be sorry. That's why I wanna talk to you guys about it. Because I want to get you guys' opinions and what you guys think, so I know if I'm thinking the same thing, if you're seeing something I'm not, all of those things. Yes, I do believe that was her name. Yeah, she gave birth in secret. She cut the umbilical cord too close to the baby. The baby bled out, and she buried it in the backyard. That was very close to where I used to live at a long time ago, like right when it happened or whatever. But yeah, that was a sad case.
But obviously he's trying to put everything on you. So I need you to tell me, if Jessica did something to her, or if Fabian did something to her, or both. I need you to be honest and tell me that. Okay? We are here to protect you. But you doing this, you telling us what happened, you're doing the right thing. I know it may not sound like in your head because of the fear of what you think they might do or are capable of. I get it.
Because I know what he can do. I don't even want to live there anymore.
Okay, so I need you to tell me what they did. No matter how much it hurts, I need to know. Before she was put in a bathtub, I know something else happened in that bedroom. And I know you know. And I need to know. I need you to tell me the truth. No matter how much it hurts. Okay?
They cut off her body parts. They cut off her body parts.
Where?
No, I was just.
They cut off her arms? Okay. And what did they do with those arms?
Put them in the bathtub.
Where did they cut off her arms?
In the bedroom on the bed.
In her bedroom? Okay. So listen, I know that you saw what they were doing. I bet it was horrific. I know it's horrific. But I need you to tell me what you saw them do. I need you, no matter how, I know it's gonna be hard, okay? But I need you to be as specific as you can on what you saw them doing. And who was doing this. I need you to be very specific, okay? Can you do that for me?
I said Jessica.
Okay.
Doing most of the work.
Okay.
She was getting her in the stomach in the bedroom.
Okay.
Then they started cutting off her arms, putting them pieces in the bathtub.
Okay. Tell me who was cutting, because we know that probably more than one knife was used. So, who was doing what?
And Jessica was holding the baby, was cutting with a knife.
Okay.
Why were they taking her arms?
They figured maybe it would be easier to hide the body part.
Okay.
Okay.
And I couldn't watch anymore.
What's that?
I said that I couldn't watch anymore.
So you were watching at the beginning, but after that you couldn't watch anymore?
After I saw Jessica stabbing her in the stomach, and after I saw them like holding her,
Okay.
I couldn't feel it.
Was she dead before she started stabbing her in the stomach?
I don't know.
Let me ask you.
So she's like willingly telling this story and laying it all out. They're not pressing her for this information. She's telling this story. So I think there's more involvement here than I first suspected. Again, like I said. Yeah. I mean, it seems like she was a witness to what Jessica did to, as far as the decapitation.
Do this. Was she clothed?
Yes.
She had clothes on?
And she had her little pink pants on, her pink fleece pants.
Oh, she had her pants on?
Mm-hmm.
Did she have a shirt on?
I didn't see one. I didn't see one on her.
Okay. Would you like to take a break, or are you doing okay?
I'm okay.
You sure? Want some more water? Okay.
I'm sorry.
Listen, you're doing well. Okay, you've been through a traumatic event that nobody should ever go through. Okay, but you're also been threatened. Your life's been threatened. Okay, so I understand why you're, being apprehensive about telling me the truth. Okay.
I just don't want him coming back at me.
Well, listen. I understand. At the same time, don't you want the person responsible for this arrested?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, but that's what we need to back up. I know you said you saw Jessica stab her in the stomach, correct?
Mm.
And then let me ask you this, is it also correct that you stated earlier, after that you saw Jessica holding her arms, and you saw Fabian cutting her arms?
Mm.
Okay. So I know that's traumatic, but what I'm trying to get at is,
Brought you something to eat too, and I probably wouldn't know.
No.
so I know that's malicious that you saw that. We're trying to get at what happened just prior to that, because we're pretty confident that looks like she may have been dead, right, prior to the stabbing. Okay, so listen, and it's a possibility, but
What?
I don't know. But we know that and we know that Fabian stated that how she died, and that's why he told you to shut. I know that's why he told you to keep quiet. Is that, hey, this happened. She knows that this happened. We're gonna try to get rid of her, so you better keep quiet, right? And that's why you're threatened, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's what I'm trying to get at. And we know that what they did to kill your daughter, and we know that what they did to try to get rid of your daughter. Okay? I just need to hear from you on what they did before they tried getting rid of your daughter. Okay, and I know you're scared. I know you're scared. You gotta trust me, and I know you said you trust me. I hope you do.
I do.
Okay, but I need to hear what they really did to your daughter. I need to hear it.
You think Jessica gave her drugs?
You think Jessica gave her drugs?
Because she had them on the table. She had the meth bags
Okay.
on the table.
And you saw meth bags on the table?
Yeah. The crystal
Crystal? On which table?
on the living room table. The little table.
Okay.
Yeah, when I noticed my daughter, the bag wasn't there.
Did you know your daughter had taken some or eaten some?
I didn't think it was candy, like the Pop Rocks.
Right.
Yeah?
Okay, it's a possibility.
Cause she don't know.
Well, and you're a good mom. You don't have drugs and stuff like that in the house, so she probably had never seen them before.
Okay, so that's what we're getting at. Okay. We know that the drug stuff's involved, right? We know that.
And none of it is mine.
Okay, and I get that, but that's all I'm asking is, even those little details, I'm just asking for the truth. Don't be afraid of what other people are gonna think right now. All right, you just worry about getting the truth across, right? Because right now, you can't worry about anything else. You gotta worry about this situation right now, right? And so, again, Fabian told me that you knew what happened to your daughter before they started cutting her up. Okay, so I need to hear what you know. Because again, he doesn't care about himself. Or he doesn't care about you guys or anything like that. Okay? And I know you're afraid. we'll take care of you. I just need to know the truth. I can't help you unless you help yourself and give me the truth. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm just asking you. I know that you know how she was killed. I just need you to.
Now, that is one thing I will tell you right here and now. When the police say that, they're never there. The police are not going to help you with a damn thing, okay? That's why before you are questioned, they read you your Miranda rights and they say anything you say can, and sometimes they say and will be used against you in a court of law. It can and will be used against you. Therefore, everything you tell them, they are going to use against you in a court of law. Again, I don't care if a cop asked you if you were jaywalking, if you got to go make a court appearance and it's not, well, let me rephrase that. If you find yourself in an interrogation room, invoke your right to a lawyer immediately. I wouldn't say so with traffic tickets. You can handle that. But like if you're in interrogation, don't say a damn word. I wouldn't even say my damn name without having a lawyer present. But thank God criminals are stupid sometimes, because we do find out the reality of what happens to these children and people. This is her first interrogation. As far as I know, it has not been released. So we're going through it. And I have Fabian's too, but I don't think we'll get time to go through that one today, so we'll probably do that one tomorrow. Orange said it's so sad, these poor kids. But then you think, what did Michele go through to turn her into this monster? The whole system is broken. We need MH, help, education, etc. to try to prevent this. I absolutely agree. Megan, I'm sorry. Hello, it's nice to meet you, Megan. I think this is. They introduced themselves and things like that. So I think this is. Southern Cat said, and when you're being interviewed, they will lie to you to get you to say what they want you to hear. Exactly. Plead the fifth, yes, or answer under protest or with prejudice.
To tell me, because we know you were threatened already to keep quiet. We can work around that, but I just need to hear the truth from you. Okay?
When I went to the house, into the room, and Jessica was over her with a pillow, suffocating her.
And when was this?
When she was in her room.
Okay. And you saw Jessica do this? Why did this happen?
I don't know why it happened.
Well, I know you know, because more's coming out. Okay, I know you know why it happened. I just need you to be honest. I'd rather you tell me now, right, than me find out later, hey, she's saying I didn't know, but we really know that she did know, right? I'd just rather you be honest and tell me now. Because nobody just does it for that reason. You know? The fact that they're trying to do what they did to the dog's body, they're trying to get rid of it, they're trying to hide it, they're trying to cover up. So what are they trying to cover up? You know, and as far as I'm concerned right now, like, what are you trying to cover up? Okay, so right, so that's what I'm asking, right? See, that's what I'm getting at. The little lies makes me think that. So don't lie to me. Just tell me the truth. Why? Why did it happen? Because that's a question that I have to be able to explain. Because they're gonna ask me, well, why did they do it? She's saying she doesn't know. Well, we know it's a bunch of horse poop, right? I don't like to cuss. Anyway.
Michele, did you go along with them when they started taking your daughter's body apart because she had gotten the drugs and you were afraid that you were going to get in trouble too?
No, I didn't go along.
And I don't mean like you helped them, but correct me if I'm wrong, okay? your daughter got some of the meth that you guys had out on the table, and she died. Am I right? Okay. And after she dies, you're afraid that you're gonna get in trouble because she's your daughter, it's your house. She ingested these drugs and now she's dead. Am I right? Yeah. Now, whose idea was it, Jessica or Fabian, to start cutting her up?
I think they both had participated in it.
Well,
It wasn't one of them.
It wasn't one or the other?
No.
Okay.
Did you see that while participating in it?
Yes,
You
because
did?
Jessica was holding and Fabian was cutting.
Okay. Now, you stated that you saw Jessica smother her with a pillow. Tell me about that.
With her pillow in her bedroom. While the other one holding the arms, she had the pillow over her face.
Who was holding the arms?
Jessica, she was holding the arms like this, and then she was holding the pillow with her stomach.
Was she on top of your daughter?
Like on the back side of her, like on the top where, like up here, while her arms getting held.
And you saw her on top?
Yes.
Did you say anything?
I told her to get off. I said, why are you doing this?
Let me ask you this. Did Jessica do anything else to your daughter that you don't want to admit to? Now's your time to just open up. Because Fabian already told me what they did. You know, what she did and what he did. I need you to tell me what you observed and what they told you that happened. Okay. I mean, does it make sense? Does it make sense to look at and say, okay, why is she on top of my daughter? Right? That doesn't make sense. I know you know more. I just need you to tell me.
I don't know why they didn't.
Huh?
I don't know why they didn't.
They told me you do, and I believe that you know why they did it. I just need you to be honest.
I don't know why they, I'm being honest, I don't know why they did it. I don't. I was being nice to both of them by letting them stay at my house. I was treating them right. I was doing everything I can to help them.
Okay.
And then they go and do this to me. And I'm still trying to figure out why.
You stated that you saw Jessica, is that correct? Was she on the bed?
Yes.
She was on the bed. And your daughter, was your daughter just laying there?
Yeah.
Okay. Where was Fabian during this time? Again.
In the room, because she was holding her hands. Jessica was holding her hands and Fabian was cutting arm.
I'm saying, okay, before that, when you stated that Jessica smothered your daughter with a pillow, where was Fabian at?
I didn't see him in the house.
You didn't see him in the
I
house?
don't know where he was.
Okay. But you were in the room when she was doing this.
And I said, why are you doing this? I did nothing but treat you right. She still hasn't given me an answer.
How come did the thought cross your mind, like, maybe I should try to fight? You know, she's trying.
So she's saying things like, I asked you, why did you do this? I did nothing but treat you right. And so that makes me think that she knew what was going on. I mean, she saw it and she's asking, why would you do this to me? But then again, she says Victoria had meth in her system and she didn't. Could you imagine sitting down at a dining table, sharing a bathroom, sleeping in the same room, or having to physically touch a convicted SR or SK of children and vulnerable people on a daily basis? I could not, but I'll tell you, I've always wanted to be the person to go to the prison and interview them after they've committed these crimes and basically understand the psychology behind it. That is a dream of mine that I always wanted to do from a very young age. Um, I wanted to learn the psychology of serial killers and try to understand what makes them do, what is wrong with them that makes them think these things are okay, that makes them think that they can do these things, what gives them these urges to do these things. I've always been very interested in things like that.
Right, she's hurting my daughter. I mean, what was going on in your mind?
I wanted to fight her, but I was afraid she'd kill me.
How come?
Because she's bigger than I am, and she uses, like, weapons and stuff. Like, to fight.
Okay.
Michelle, what killed your daughter? Not who, but what? How did she die?
So, I know you don't want to hear this, okay? But your daughter's gonna go to the Office of Medical Investigators, all right? And they're gonna examine her, all right? And listen, look at me, okay? We know that you know how she died. Again, he doesn't care about you or anybody else. He's like, yo, I didn't do anything, it was all her and Jessica, all right? And, we're gonna find out. Okay, we're gonna find out. And they're really good at what they do. They can, give me a cause of death pretty quick, all right? So, you telling me that I don't know, right? He's saying that you do know and you're involved, and I guarantee you I know she's gonna rat. I need you to be honest. Tell me what you know. Again, it's better to hear from you or now, right? And be honest about everything than me find out later and then it'll look like you're being deceitful. Okay? Can we do that? Can you tell me what you know?
When I came in the house, before she was still alive, she was sitting on the couch watching TV. And then went out, we came back. I saw the drugs on the table. And he took picked it up. And she ate some.
Michelle, that's
Okay, I didn't quite catch that. I think she said she put her finger in it and ate some, talking about the drugs on the table. I'm going to go back to about 45 seconds and listen to that again. Let me try to turn closed captions on.
Before she was still alive, she was sitting on the couch watching TV. And then went out, we came back. I saw the drugs on the table. And he took picked it up. And she ate some.
Michelle, that's not your fault. It's an accident.
She said she picked it up and she ate some, and they're saying that's not your fault. It's an accident.
And I know as a mom, you wanna, it's always our fault, right? It's always what we think it's our fault. It's not your fault. that was an accident. They were your drugs, were they?
No, I don't do that.
Okay. So what happened after she took them? So we know quite a bit of stuff happened. And so what we do know, and again, he's being honest about this stuff. Again, so we need you to be honest, okay? We're not playing games, all right? So we know from the time that she consumed the meth, and the time that you said that you saw her putting a pillow over her face, we know more stuff happened after that. And I need you to be honest and tell me what happened, okay? For your daughter's sake, she should not have gone through this.
No,
I know. So tell us the truth and what happened. That's that gap that we need answered. I know you're afraid to say what happened, right? You're afraid of it, right?
I am afraid of them.
Okay, so listen, I need you to explain what happened for us to do a good job. You know, your safety is paramount. You have to trust me on that. Your safety is paramount. But I need to know. I need to know that time, that gap.
So she gets the meth and she puts it in her mouth and she eats it. What happens from there?
Right.
She went into her room to watch TV. And then she never came back out.
Okay. So you went and checked on her? And what happened?
That's when I saw Jessica standing in the stove. With the knife.
Was that before or after she brought her down the stairs in the blanket?
After.
Okay. So you and Fabian sit in the car and Jessica brings her down and says, "Are you guys ready?"
Well, she just brought her down, and when she saw us, she went back up. She didn't say, "Are you ready?" Because I saw her come
Well,
down and
listen, we have several neighbors nearby that heard her tell you guys, "Are you ready?" She walked all the way down the car and talked to you.
and she walked out to the car, and then she asked Fabian to go get her Taco Bell because she was hungry.
While she's carrying your daughter who's dead.
No, she didn't have my daughter in her hands
She
at that
did,
time.
because we have several people
Yeah.
that saw this, all right? And they're willing to testify, all right? And these are people that don't have anything to do with you guys. These are people that have nothing to do with each other either, and they're like, "We saw you, Fabian, in the car, and we saw Jessica walk down with your daughter in hand all the way to your car, and heard her ask you, 'Are you ready to do this? Are you ready?'"
So let's go from there. So what happens from that point?
She got out of the car.
Okay.
I didn't know I had no partake in it. I didn't know.
Okay. Michelle, maybe this will make it easier. What time did you see Victoria, after she ate the meth, go into her room? Around what time was that?
It was about 3, 4.
Okay.
She had just gotten out of school, so she just got out of school, so it was like 4:30.
Okay. Okay, and that makes more sense. So, tell me, she goes into her room. Where are you, Fabian, and Jessica at that time?
I was in the bedroom
Mm-hmm.
watching TV. Fabian was with me in the bedroom, and Jessica was in the living room.
Okay. And from there, what happened?
And then that's when I went to go check out my daughter, because I was about to start making dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I went to go check on her, and she wasn't moving.
Okay.
Okay.
Was she bleeding? Okay. So what did you do? It's okay. Were you scared?
I was,
Okay.
because I didn't know what happened until I realized that the bag was missing.
Okay.
You said a bag missing?
The bag.
The bag on the,
Oh, that
on the
little bag,
table,
yeah.
yeah.
So, did you stay in the room or did you leave the room?
I left the room.
Okay. And where did you go?
I moved outside on the balcony because I was in shock and I couldn't take it. And I asked her, and I was like, why? They're like, this isn't my fault.
Right. And it's not your fault. Did you tell Jessica and Fabian?
Did y'all hear that in the background? That's Fabian yelling. I'm gonna back. We're at 41. I'm gonna take it back 10 seconds. Listen in the background. You can hear Fabian yelling. Let me mute.
My fault.
Right. And it's not your fault. Did you tell Jessica and Fabian?
I told her that she got a hold of.
Did y'all hear it? I heard him. That was his voice. I've got headphones on, so I might hear it a little better than y'all. Yeah. You couldn't take it, but then you could eat tacos and have relations with your so-called boyfriend that they had been together. She had been with for 3 weeks. Like, you know, that's not a bad idea. Maybe.
it. That why wasn't there in the first place. It shouldn't have been there.
Right.
Okay. What did they do?
They said that we didn't think she would get hold of it.
Okay.
Okay.
I said, kids are curious. They'll do anything. If they see it looks like candy or whatever. They were like, well, this isn't my fault, and she shouldn't have touched it, and
So what happened then? It's okay.
Would you like to take a break? Would you take a break? Okay. So listen, we're gonna take a break. We'll be back in a little bit, okay? Take maybe 5-10 minutes. Does that work?
Yeah.
Can I let you relax? All right. All right. Do you need any more water? Or are you good?
no, I'm good.
Okay. So we'll take a break and we'll be right back. Okay.
Hold on. She says something. What happened? Something, but I can't tell what she said. I'm gonna back it up. Tell me if y'all can hear it. She whispers something as soon as he walks out, but I can't tell what she says. Hold on, let me mute first so there's no background noise and tell me if y'all can hear it. Hey, Mandy.
Okay, we'll take a break and we'll be right back, okay?
Ah, it sounded like she said what happened something. Adrenochrome? Ritual abuse? Oh, Lord. Okay. Yes, her toxicology report was negative for any type of substances, even though the mom said that she would have methamphetamine in her system because she got it out of the bag off the table. Victoria Martens was strangled to death. She had been sexually assaulted. It had been going on for some time, and she had human papilloma virus, which is sexually transmitted. So that's all we really know. Um, so I've heard people can inject it, you can smoke it, you can snort it. I suppose you could eat it. Anyway, I suppose that you could do anything else is what I would think. She did. Human papilloma virus is what she had. Carolina, yep. Yeah, there was unknown male DNA on her, and that's why I try to figure out where Jessica says there was somebody else involved. He was trying to wash blood off of him, and she said they call him a apolte? Apolte? And I would love to know what that means, if it's an actual name, if it's a nickname, what it is. Oh, you're good. Yes, I do want us to remember Victoria. Please keep her brother Michael in your prayers because that child had been assaulted as well. I do have a transcript of his interview, but I've debated on putting it out because I think he was like 8 years old at the time. Um, I, while we were watching this, I do have Fabian's interview ready to go, and I do believe it's his first one, but we don't really have time for it because it's 4:15. So I think I'm going to end this one for today. We'll go over Fabian's tomorrow. I did redo this interview and take out the first part talking about the cheeseburger because I guess it goes all the way on the end. So it's the video without that part, just starting from where they question her, is uploading now. It said it will be like 2 hours for it to finish uploading when I just checked, so I should have that one out later today for you guys to watch. I don't think the first part is out. I think what's out is basically pieced together interviews or the second interview, and I'm going to work on getting all of the stuff out. All of these sad lives make me down, really. May God restore their soul. Yeah, it is sad. We need to do a happy one. You want me to read it out? We might. Orange Rose said, Michelle must think for some reason it is better if she did take meth, somehow not remembering she is dismembered. Also, a 10-year-old is smarter than that. I could see a toddler doing that. Right. I could agree with that. Stay safe, everyone, and know that you are loved. Absolutely. Jenny Jen said, thank you for being here. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. A polte is a flea bath, according to my friend. Maybe he owned a flea circus. I could see somebody being nicknamed Flea Bath. If it is a ponte, it might be his last name. Interesting. Clarice, well, Jody is a sister, so there's that. Yeah. All right. Megan, did I say it right? I know you both told me how to say your names, and I apologize if I messed it up. Said most children who are taken from homes are meth smokers, have meth in their system. Oh, so I apologize. So what you're saying is children that are removed from homes where methamphetamine is smoked will have it in their systems. That's interesting and also very sad. Thank you, Orange. Trailgazer said, thank you. Rest in peace, Victoria. Absolutely. I think that sometimes in our attempts to protect kids, we take away from them, almost insulting. Her voice deserves to be heard. Just my opinion. I agree. Thank you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate your support. I love you all. If nobody has told you, you are important, you are special, and you are loved. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.
Listen up, I gotta tell you, there is something you should